Hello everyone! The hot topic for the holidays in Warframe has been Damage 2.5. As things stand right now, the proposed changes will accomplish nothing in the way of addressing the real issue with the IPS: how to equate impact and puncture to slash. Now, the root of the problem rests in the effects, being the bleed proc the better one by far. Now, if we wish to improve the rest, then going in the same direction as before with the damage reduction of puncture and the ragdoll of impact will do nothing of the sort. Unnerving slash in the process while not presenting improvements to the others will only achieve angering the player base. Damage in a video game is the tool we have to deal with threats. Any effective damage mechanic sets out to do that in a multitude of ways, but with one common denominator: get that enemy out of the way as fast and as efficiently as possible. The meta for that particular endeavor. In Warframe as of today we have 5 main metas: a hybrid build focused on both critical damage and status effects, a bleed/viral build which is in on itself an offspring of the first one, a corrosive status build devised for solo players also used in the absence of corrosive projection, a condition overload build which is an amalgam of status effects, and a hunter munitions build, only viable in high critical chance primary weapons either by having a lot of base damage or a high fire rate. The problem here is that the only meta warranting an exclusive IPS build is the one using hunter munitions, but still it is achievable on elemental weapons. This exposes a big issue. In order to successfully hurt something in Warframe, you need elemental damage or slash. Especially at high levels, impact and puncture serve no purpose. This is not because of how they scale, it's because of what they do. It's been argued to death that the best crowd control is corpse control, and that the best damage control is again corpse control. So the reason behind the slash proc's success is the fact that it can kill enemies, while impact and punctures don't. So thinking that making those procs scale will increase their usefulness is a mistake. People don't want something useless to scale. People want something useful that they can use to cause damage, leaving the control part to the Warframes. Viewing damage as something else than just damage is a mistake, in my opinion. Damage should only empower you to deal with threats, not to control them or to diminish their influence on you. These are gimmicks and as such will only serve very specific scenarios that won't translate well to the game as a whole. Maybe in the early days of the game, when one-on-one encounters were a lot more tactical and the pace was much slower, these impact and puncture changes would have been seen in a better light. But right now Warframe is a horde shooter. The priority is to deal with threats fast and move on to the next, not delve on the definition of the ragdoll or how much damage can an enemy deal back at you. Damage 2.5 should be focused on changing impact and puncture into a state that allows them to be as attractive as slash, not by nerfing the latter, but by enhancing the first ones. This enhancement comes as a fundamental change. Repeating the same won't fix the issue, it'll just mean a whole lot of work gone to waste, because in reality, people will still use slash and elements, not puncture or impact. So this segues into my proposition for impact and puncture changes. Let's start with puncture. My proposition is to change the puncture proc to one called piercing. When an enemy is affected by piercing, it'll suffer increased damage in the way of 100% of the weapon's puncture IPS dealt ignoring armor and damage mitigation. Stacking multiple piercing procs over a 6-second period will increase the amount of puncture damage dealt from 100% to 500%. The numbers here don't matter, what matters most is the concept. Similar to a bleed proc, but instead of being a DOT effect or damage over time, is an instant effect. Instead of scaling off base damage, it only scales off puncture damage and can only be increased by improving this particular damage type. Moving on to impact, I view this one as an enabler, enhancing all of the other procs. My proposed effect is called pain. An enemy affected by pain will suffer more damage when affected by status effects, both physical and elemental, increasing their effectiveness by 50% over a period of 6 seconds. You can also stack multiple pain procs, increasing said effectiveness from 50% to 100%, also refreshing the 6-second timer. An exception must be made enhancing the viral proc, which will result in up to a 75% total health reduction instead of a 50%. New viral procs occurring during the time frame of pain will apply the newly improved effectiveness buff only to total health, thus updating its efficacy. Again, here the numbers matter little. Adjustments and math are important, but I think the concept is what matters the most. Even though impact procs in on themselves do little in the way of damage, they will enable others to perform better, encouraging diversity in building. As for bleed procs, leave them as they are. It may not sound logical for them to not scale off slash damage, but in this game dogs lay eggs and cats must be cloned, so logic is out the window. The thing that matters is that slash works, and that's it. So what do you think of my proposed changes? I'm really looking for feedback on this matter, so leave your impressions in the comments. Also, if you have any ideas, share them as well. Not only here, but in the forums and Reddit, places where the developers can see them. My opinion is that the changes as proposed by Digital Extremes will serve nothing. If you share this view, make your voice heard. If there is a game where the community is actively listened to, is Warframe. For my part, this has been all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or you found it interesting, please consider leaving a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more Warframe content and follow me on Twitter to keep up to date with everything. Wherever you are, have an amazing holiday. I'm Deuce, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.